When it comes to help, Kyle is the real deal. He'll help you get out, make sure you got water, verify water and electric, have that machine set up, and even in training, he knows what time it is. Got the 2 buckets ready, grit guards in both, one set up with all the brushes for wheels, other one mitts for washing. We'll have our water set up in a matter of minutes. White bag is clean. Underneath is ones that need to get laundered and brought back in the white bag. He's using the tools to get everything set up and make sure that we actually have water, because we're able to tap into theirs, not needing to tap into ours, and able to save it for another job and not have to waste any time on the refill. We do got some straightening to do today and some trash to get rid of, but overall he helps me keep a lot of things organized and ready to roll. And it's so much different when you got 2 people that really know how to get in sync with their work. The type of stuff you can jam out with high quality and still actually able to achieve volume. All right, teamwork, dream work. We banged this thing out. I got the wheels while Kyle washed the entire car and dried it. We are now almost done with the water, provided we don't need it on the floor mats. And then we'll be able to move on to the interior while one of us puts the protection on. And since he's a good friend of mine that just opened his own burger place, which by the way had the best burgers, I'll do a shout out about what the place is as soon as I remember. So we're hooking his car up, and we're going to put the 365 as an upgraded protection and hook them up for no extra cost. And this paint's going to be looking like the flame. But first, I got a couple scratches I need to polish off for him where he's had some parking lot damages. Alright, so Kyle is finishing up the 365 wipe down, as I did my 1-step all over with the 360 after hitting some of the scratches with a nice heavy duty and the blue pad. So I then skipped over to the white pad, finished it up with 360, and he's using the 365 as the topper. And man, I really like this. It was more of an experimental thing, but for not having clay barred the car, it is slick. And it really needed a good clay bar, but sometimes you have to kind of find that happy medium when people don't want to pay for a certain service. And clay gets pretty expensive when you use the natural clay that I use, so I don't like to waste it. And in fact, if I can minimize my materials, I do, especially on friend favors and whatnot. So this is my friend Troy that just opened up a killer burger joint. What's the name of this burger joint?
Jumping Jax.
Jumping Jax in Jacksonville, Florida, has this burger joint that is unbelievable. For real. Awesome. He actually did the whole menu himself. This is Troy's car. Troy Smith has a very cool little Toyota here that we've spent some time on today. And now that we've done a 1-step and topped it with 365, we're going to pop her open and we're going to make this interior look sharp as this tire gel sets in and all the trim cures up. And then we'll make sure all that looks spick and span too when we're all done with the interior, as we're doing the windows. That's sort of our last touch up, and we'll use those rags and that cleaner to also get little residue, patches, whatever might have got missed, because it's the quickest method to kind of touch everything up. So here we go. Alright, so day got away from us, but we had a really good lunch and did get to work the second half of the day at least. And so we hooked up Troy's C-HR. I'm unfamiliar with the car, but now having messed around with Troy's, I like it. Reminds me of a conversion of like the CR-V mixed with the old CRX. Some kind of crossover of some sort, but it's made by Toyota, and it just has like some real resemblances to some old Hondas I remember, in all the good ways. But it's clean, I like it, and I would sport something like this, probably not as my only car, but I would enjoy driving it, and cleans up real nice. So I think Troy's gonna be happy. We did get to do a one-step, and in doing the one-step, I got most of the scratches out enough that it won't be noticeable or annoying, but I really could have compounded it a little better, and kind of wish I'd have had wet sandpaper. Even though he didn't want to pay for that kind of a service, I was going to go ahead and hook him up anyway. And then realizing I didn't have no wet sandpaper, I just went ahead and gave him a quick one-step. Topped it with some 365 over the 360, and turned out with a really smooth, slick surface that's definitely got the paint popping and looking real nice and glossy. I know he's happy, and most of all, it's nice and smooth, and we're certain that this protection is going to get him through to the next maintenance at least. And then we'll talk maybe doing a professional ceramic coating at some point and a real paint correction and get all these scratches off, because there's not one of them that wouldn't come off with a proper correction. So without wet sanding or doing anything other than a one-step, this is what we ended up with on that. And you gotta get the camera on the angles just to really see it, otherwise it don't stand out at all. It was like a big old white line before. To be expected, it's just an unfinished job is what I consider that. But these were totally disappeared because there were such light scratches, and yeah, so that turned out real nice there. But there's a few on the top roof, nice long light one that could come off that I would rather do the proper method for, so just kind of one-stepped it the rest of the way after I hit both door handle areas, and I figure we would do a real paint correction maybe on the next service.